I'm Diamond.
I'm TREY.
And welcome back to Ginger and Clee. Today is the Monday news report, and we're going to be reporting on some things happening around YouTube or just whatever we feel is of importance. Is Iamjustairi and her momager JANAY, the alleged scammer, versus the JQCG crew. Okay, so basically, Neek and King Kaiser spoke out, not really saying that it was Ari and that her mom in the beginning, just showing irritation and that they were irritated with things and that somebody had played them or whatever. Corey spoke in support of Neek and King Kaiser, and then David Prince spoke in support. King Kaiser then went on to an Instagram post basically insinuating, well, not really insinuating, but just saying Ari is a scammer, her mom's a scammer, there's no way that Ari didn't know that her mom was a scammer, you're her child, how would you not know? Vaughn from Emma and Vaughn spoke out. He posted a video on YouTube basically explaining the situation with the last group. The last group was him and Emma, Perfect Laughs, Tay, Chris and Queen, Armand and TREY, basically saying, she scammed our group too. She took a lot of money from Armand and TREY and was just doing a bunch of shady stuff. He also went on to say that, nobody from the group likes Ari anymore. We don't mess with her. After that, Jazz, who's just Perfect Laughs, spoke out and was basically saying what's done in the dark will come to the light. Got not really a backlash, but some people had something to say. And so basically she was chill out, I don't have a problem with Ari. Joel TV spoke out, had something to say. Armand from Armand and TREY said something, basically saying, she did scam us, she did steal a bunch of money from us too, but we still have lots of love for her daughter, and that God will handle that. Funny Mike spoke out, but ended up apologizing, and a lot of fans speculated if he only really apologized because he was made to apologize and just keep out of the drama. Sierra Nicole sends her love to Ari because everybody was coming for Ari's mom's head, not just her head, but Ari as well, because like I said, they don't feel as though being her daughter that she did not know that her mom was scamming people. And then finally, Ari speaks out the next day and tells her side. She's pissed. I mean, any daughter would be pissed about everybody talking about your mother, and everybody is calling your mother out of her name. And she's basically just saying, there's no way that my mom could scam a bunch of grown people. She says that the contract that was signed, it was read to everybody. Lawyers were involved. Lawyers said that, it wasn't even fair to her. The contract wasn't even fair to her mom, but her mom was like, no, they're just kids. She said that parents were called, the questions were answered, and just basically that's a bunch of bull, basically.
Should be calling anybody's mom out of their name, regardless of what happened, and that they all should probably just sit down and talk about what happened, whether or not she scammed them or not. Nobody really knows what goes on behind the scenes besides those people who are involved. So since they're all adults, like I said, they all need to sit down and get their stuff together, because somebody could pull something up and it become a whole bigger mess, and people could get sued, and it will get probably more ugly. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to get sued. Nobody wants anything to get more uglier than what it already seems to be.
Show me the receipts. How did she scam you? What did she do? I understand, if you were scammed or you feel like you were played, I can understand, the frustration, but also realize that is her mother. MALU and cultural appropriation. Basically, MALU put braids in her head. Apparently, this is not the first time. And got a bunch of backlash from her fans, non-fans, basically saying, you're not black, you're not a black queen, you shouldn't be wearing, like, our culture, you disrespected black women on multiple occasions, so, why are you indulging in our culture? Haley's still upset about the backlash and got on Instagram Live and basically was like, when black women straighten their hair or they dye their hair blonde, yada yada yada, nobody says anything to them about stealing our culture.
It's not the first time, like you said, that MALU has worn braids. Because, like, I've seen it on Instagram, like, during the summer, I think, or before, I don't know, but and it's the second time, apparently, or whatever time. But she shouldn't be wearing the braids and appropriating our culture if she's gonna wear our braids. Like, what are you doing? Like, you called black women out of the name, I believe. She's done all this stuff. But, okay, here's the thing. People want to act black and look black, but when it's time to be black, they don't want to. Where are they? They don't want to. Because they want to be involved, but they want to steal everything. They want to steal our men, our looks, but then they're like, oh, well, what about you guys? You guys are stealing, this and this culture. First of all,
what culture?
What culture? Like, I'm sorry.
What culture?
I'm sorry, but it's not there. And I don't, it's not cool, like, for you to be doing that. Like, we can do whatever we want to our hair because we're not trying to steal somebody else's culture. We're not trying to, like, bag on anybody else, like, the way everybody else is doing our culture. Most people, like, MALU.
I believe that, I'm, like, honestly, like, so sick and over the whole, black women straighten their hair and dye their hair, but, like, look, okay, culture is something that is created, something that a group of people come together and create something. So whether that's hairstyles or foods or whatever, that's culture. Okay? Straight hair and hair color is genetics. Okay? That's not culture. Okay? Anybody can be born with straight hair. Anybody can be born with blonde hair. That is not your culture. Okay? It just so happens that most Caucasians are born with straight hair and blonde hair. But that doesn't mean it's your culture. So, that argument needs to just kind of fly out the window, okay? Secondly, black women straighten their hair because we're constantly, and like people like to say, oh, you're just making excuses and you're trying to victimize yourself. No, who do you know wants to be a victim? We're constantly like bagged on for wearing our natural hair, or even this, bagged on for wearing braids. You can't even name, like, say the correct name for the braids that you have in your head. You don't need them in your head. Period. Domo and Crissy, the drama continues. Crissy posted something along the lines of saying, hey, can you guys, like, tell Domo to stop posting up at my house at 11 o'clock at night and, apologizing for whatever it is that she did or that she said. And Domo fired back and was like, I only showed up at her house the one time. It wasn't even the time that she had posted about it. And saying that the only reason I posted up is because my son was with someone who had an issue with me. And if you have an issue with me, my son doesn't need to be with me.
There's been, like, a lot of drama between Domo and Crissy, as you guys know. So this isn't, obviously not a surprise that something like this happened. Like, honestly, who, like, to me, just Crissy be doing the most, but, like, Domo a little bit too, but, like, honestly, she's not wrong for going to go get her child because that is her child at the end of the day. She's the one who carried him for 9 months and everything, so she has a right to go get him. Like, I don't care if anybody says, oh, no, no. At the end of the day, natural rights belongs to the mother.
The one that was
Carried
impregnated. and carried him.
The one that was artificially inseminated.
And pushed him out, okay? I feel like, she was in the right.
Yeah.
Why would you want your son or your child to be around in anyone's custody that has issues with you? You have no idea what that person can do to your child. And I understand that, Crissy was there during the pregnancy and the whatever, but, at the end of the day, that's Domo's son. Domo carried him. Domo pushed him out or whatever, So it's like there's a lot of things going on and a lot of things that Crissy is trying to make it seem like.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just feel like, if...
I don't believe any of Crissy's bull crap.
Honestly, I just feel like if Crissy was really, over it and unbothered, she wouldn't still be talking about it, okay? And, in the beginning, I wasn't really taking sides because I was like, how long has it been since you guys broken up? And, you're still, now this is starting, I didn't really care in the beginning, but, I saw her repost a tweet or a tweet or whatever. It was basically saying that she felt like, basically the person was saying, and I guess Crissy agreed, that Domo should suffer in silence instead of speaking her mind and how she felt. And here's the thing. You don't have the right to tell anybody to suffer in silence. You don't have the right to tell anybody not to speak their mind and not to speak to how they feel. This is why people commit suicide. From there, I was like a Team Domo. On from Armand and Trey, this isn't really drama or anything big. I mean, it can be problematic depending on your views on it, or problematic, period. But I was watching Armand's live, and basically he was asking, I feel he feels like women are more, we should fault women more for cheating than we should fault men, and he feels that way because, basically he says women put more thought into cheating. They think about it, and 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 then they plan it out, and then they cheat, whereas versus men, they just cheat. And that he feels that they don't actually love them. So basically he's like, if his girl cheats on him, he's gonna leave her because he feels like, you thought about it and you did it, versus he feels like his girl should stay with him if he cheats because, I don't really love her. I love you.
Is wrong. I see how he probably would say that, but this doesn't make any sense because sometimes men do all the time, but for some do it for that reason, but some do it because they want more of something because they're greedy, but they expect women to stay with them even though they cheated. How is that right? The woman could have wanted something the same thing the guy wanted that cheated, so but he's gonna leave her for being with another man. How is that fair? You can't expect somebody to stay with you when you cheat, and then when they cheat, you want to leave them. How is that? No, both of you are in the wrong, period. You shouldn't be cheating if you are in a relationship or whatever. You shouldn't be cheating. Why are you in a relationship? Leave if you're unhappy. Leave if you want more and somebody gives you more. Don't string people along. It's disgusting. And you be a disgusting person.
And have two heads and they think with one more than the other. And women, we tend to overthink and overthink and overthink and overthink and then react. So I can see how he would feel that way and feel as though a woman needs to be held more accountable. But and I think in many cases that is true, that a man is just acting off of impulse or acting off of a current emotion that he feels at the moment, and then he regrets it. And whereas a woman acts off of something she's thought about for a while. But at the end of the day, it's the same result. You both cheated, and you were in a relationship, right? So I just feel like you you don't hold one at more fault and the other you don't, because that's why we have like double standard issues now. Okay, because if you start this whole thing of like, oh, if women cheat, we need to hold them up to here, accountability, and hold them to fault, whereas men, just kind of let it, no, okay, because men are already cheating out here, and then you're just going to cause for more men to cheat and more men to think it's okay, and nobody has time for that, okay?
Just stop cheating.
Yeah.
Stop being a scrub.
Just stop cheating. If you think about cheating,
if you need
leave.
to cheat, you don't need to be in any relationship. You need to be alone. Like,
honestly, a lot of you need to learn how to be alone and to love yourself before you get in a relationship, and learn how to be with just one person. One. Okay. And like my sister was saying, how is that I've always felt like it was unfair, because like, how is it like if a man cheats and gets another woman,
it's supposedly supposed to be okay.
If a man cheats and gets another woman pregnant, that woman's supposed to stay with him and be like, oh, help me raise my baby that I'm having by another woman. But if a woman cheats on a man, gets pregnant, he's gonna leave.
It's a whole nother story, and like, oh no, she a hoe, leave her. Wow.
So it's like,
well, then what's the man? He's the.
So it's like, honestly, it's like, just don't cheat. We won't even have to have this conversation if you guys stop cheating. Okay? If you're unhappy, leave. Don't ruin somebody else's life or somebody else's.
Do them the favor.
Yeah, do them the favor of leaving. Don't break that. I mean, they're going to hurt a bit because you left. And you're basically saying, you're not what I want anymore, or you're not good enough. But I strongly feel like it's better for you to just leave and let them be heartbroken over you leaving than them be heartbroken over you cheating. So that was it for the Monday news report. If there's anything that you want to specifically talk about on Monday news reports, just DM us and our
link in the description.
Yeah, link in the description. Or email us, either one, or tweet us, whatever you need to do to get it to us.
2 snaps. We out.